My name is Daniel. I'm making a video to show you how I use Koala to make kind of unsynchronized tape loops in the style of like everyone who makes unsynchronized tape loops, I suppose. William Basinski, right, of course. But I've been asked by a couple of people online how I do it, and so I thought I'd show you, particularly in the style of an album I made a couple of years ago called Liminal Vibes, which was an album I made using only samples from old jungle records. Well, I say records, it was off of YouTube, but it's the same, right? So what I'm going to do today is show you my method of how to do that. I'm not an expert, I'm not even a musician, right? So I apologize in advance, and I'm not good at editing videos, and who has the time? So this is going to be like a track from scratch style video made by me, and hopefully it won't be crap. So to begin with, if you want to know more, or if you want to understand this style of doing things better, there's two videos that basically I learnt everything from. The first one is a Loopop video called How to Make Ambient Music Like William Basinski or something like that. It's really good. He doesn't use a koala sampler, but you can use koala sampler. Then Michael, Playpm, made a really good video called like using koala sampler or your MC404 as a unorthodox looper or something like that. That also was really good and informative for me. Koala's actually been updated a bit since then, and so now you can loop things much more easily, and I'll show you. It's super easy. What else? Yes, check out Pete Sasquax's channel as well. He does some really good stuff for Koala. I've learnt a lot from him. Wax Factor, Pete Sasquatch, his channel. I'll link all the channels in the comments below, all the videos and channels and stuff. So let's get going. For this video, just for time and ease, I'm going to use a couple of sample CDs or sample packs. So first things first, let's import a couple of files. There's a guy called Xkernal who made quite a few sample packs on Bandcamp. They're really cheap, that have a lot of, he says they're things from his Amiga hard drive, samples from his old Amiga hard drive. They could very well be, but they're nice and gritty, and if you're into that jungle sound, then it's what they're worth picking up. So Xkernal, I'll choose his Amiga pads one, right? So here, there's plenty. Let's try and find something kind of randomly. Oh, that's pretty good, right? So we've got this sample of his, right? So it's long, not much happens. It's perfect, right? What we can do, I think with this, I don't even need to edit it, but if it was like, I'll show you, right? Even though I don't think I need to with this, but what I would do is, if the start and the end of the sample was truncated, I would just re-record it or resample it with the attack and the release right up, just to make it a bit smoother. So resample and okay, so there you've got something which is, you see, it's a bit smoother in and out, right? So this would be the basis of like a drone, right? So first thing we'll do is we'll turn the pitch right down, stick it on one shot. If you push the one shot button and then the loop button, one shot becomes hold, and if these two lights are lit up red, then your sample will play forever, right? And it doesn't matter when you start or stop it, it will play in sync or out of sync, and out of sync is pretty much what we want for a lot of things, but for this, relatively in sync. So here I've got this sample, I'll copy it over. So now I've got two versions of exactly the same sample. What I'll do is play one, and then play another one, play the other one there. And hopefully what that does is it creates a more or less seamless drone. So here you have a more or less seamless drone, okay? It's not perfect, but it gets covered up later on, right? What we can also do is, I'll stop them for a minute. What we can also do is if we take this one and bounce it down and then copy it over here, I'll delete that. So now we've got three all exactly the same, and I'll turn the pitch of this one right down, right? So now, if I play them all together, we've got something becoming like more or less an interesting drone. We've already, you know, because it's a low sample frequency, you know, rate, then you can hear like the artifacts and things are already, in my opinion, making it interesting. Maybe it's not interesting for you, but so we've got this background drone, right? So that's the beginning. Then what we can do is we can get something else. So let's find another pad. I'll just do that one. Okay. So we've got this pad, and look, this is perfect. Look, you see how it's got this very harsh start and then quite a harsh ending. So what I'll do here is I want to make a kind of a melody or something. I mean, a very basic melody, right? So what we'll do is we'll stick the attack up a bit and the release up a lot, and then we'll resample. I'm going to resample a couple of notes, so we'll go there and then we'll stick it on the sequence section, click the keyboard, choose the sample, and now we've got a keyboard, right? And it's recording, or it'll start recording when I push a key. So excuse me, so let's go again. I've got no idea, so let's try. So there's the first note. I'm leaving quite a big gap between, because I want this to be, I mean, it's kind of ambient, isn't it? So I want it to be a long kind of looping thing. So we've got that, and let's do the next note then. And again, we'll let it go for a while. While I'm letting it record, what can I do? Okay, maybe that's enough. Okay, so there we have, you can see this I'll throw away. Okay, and there you can see we have two, not so long, but that's okay, we can deal with that. So double it up. First this one we'll cut to about there, right? So crop that, and then the second one we'll crop that as it is, right? So we've got here. Okay, now this is not a tune, and it won't ever be a tune, right? But then we'll put it on one shot and loop, and then we'll do the same for the other one. And now if I get everything going again, so there's everything kind of going, and then now you have this kind of quote-unquote melody that you can see is going to go out of time quite quickly, because stop it, otherwise maybe you don't hear me, but it's going to go out of time quite quickly because the tails are not exactly the same. Now, it's a bit quick, to be honest. I would have liked a longer space afterwards, so all I'll do is, just for the sake of this, I'll stick this to stretch. So I've time stretched that to 16 bars, and I'll do the same with this one. Okay, so now hopefully it'll be a bit longer. Okay, if I want it to be longer, I can take the BPM down. So Go down, go down, go down. Oh no, I can't because shit. Okay, because it's in ohm. So I'll take the BPM down in ohm, and then it'll be even longer, right? So okay, all right. So that's a start, right? Just to speed things up a little bit more, let's import another sound. Actually, I'll tell you what. We'll go properly old school and use exactly the same. Oh God, exactly the same sample CD that all the old jungle guys use. So I've got this from Future Music CD 1. And here we have several samples on the track. I'm not going to use them all. I hate that kind of... Oh, God, it's horrible. Right, what's this one? No. Okay, this is pretty good, right? So I'll grab that, grab it, take it straight over to this pad and chop it up. Right, that's what I want. I don't want to loop it that high, right? So I'll turn the pitch right down. We'll leave it like that. Again, this is rough and ready. I'm doing this in a very rough and ready way. What's this sound? Okay. Okay, it's different. Okay, so I'll put that there. I like the pitch of that, right? So I'll just stretch that to 4 bars, let's say. Okay, all right. And let's find one more thing. What's the next thing?
Ow.
Ah, ha, ha, ha. Okay. Did you get what it is? Can you tell what it is yet?
Ow, 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 ow.
It's, I guess the Orb used it, right? I don't know who else, but God knows where it comes from. Well, it comes from Future Music CD 1, Daniel. Right, so there's the vocal, right? Again, I don't want to loop it like that because it will sound shit. Just going, no, 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 no. So I'll re-sample that.
Ow, 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 ow.
And then I'll leave plenty of space at the end. And okay, that should do. And there we go. And then this we want to loop. Is this looped? This is not looped, so loop and hold. Everything loop and hold. Okay, and there we have. Like, I'm reluctant to call it a song, but we have a thing, right? So basics are there. If you've got an Android phone or tablet and you don't have any other effects, then you can use the effects in Koala. They're really good, and I'll use them anyway, right? So just to show you, we'll stick the vibrato like that, so that gives it a bit of a tape wobble. I'm going to give it a little bit of dirt and a little bit of compression, and then we'll stick a bit of reverse and a bit of tape delay, and then because it's the 90s, we'll have the dub right up. Okay, so before I play everything, if I was making a track, right, I'd record it live in ohm. So I'd arm a track in ohm and record it live, and I'd use it's quite a little bit fiddly, but if you hold edit, then you can choose a pad, and you can change the volume of the pad. So for example, you could have the volume right down here on this pad, right, and then you can play it and then fade it in as you like. For example, right, I'm not going to do the lot, but let's get everything playing just so you can hear a little bit of how it sort of sounds. Okay, and that will go on ad infinitum, right? So going in and out of phase or whatever. So my next step is I do this in So what I like is I like K7D tape delay. So I'll chuck that on. It's on long fading lows. I like it. It's a preset. It's a preset I like. Sometimes I mess with it. Sometimes I just use a preset. There it's a preset. I've got FAC Altezza for reverb. And then the kind of special sauce is tap delay. So tap delay, I've got my own setting that I made, music cassette down. I'm really, really original with titles. And here, yeah, you'll hear it sounds, it's going to be a very, very kind of tapey sound. So if I bring the volume up and let it play for a little bit, you can hear it. And by itself, that would be interesting and good, right? But what you can do is, in Koala, for example, you can use the dub and mess around with the effects. I'm not very good at that kind of thing, but there's plenty of effects you can mess around with, right? Just to get it really nasty. And then, if you're just a second, turn down. If you're just using Koala, nothing else, right? I'll show you how what I do at the end to finish it off, or to get that kind of slowly degrading sound. If it's just Koala, what I'll do is I'll very slowly bring up the reverb and the dirt, and so I'll let you hear that. So 1 second. So I'll take these off. I'll do it quick, but so there you've got like, you do it over a period of time as you're recording, incrementally bring it up, and it gives you the effect of a tape slowly, losing fidelity or whatever. In it can be done as well. I'll turn it off down for a second. I use the feedback and the saturation knob on tap delay. And that's it. That's everything. Like I said, I'm not a magician. I'm not a musician. It's cut and paste. I guess it's like more or less like the KLF did on Chill Out, or like they did on the Space album. It's just grab some sounds, find sounds that sound nice together, and get them all looping. And the fact that they don't loop in time is what makes it interesting, is what keeps the interest. And then you can add incremental changes, bring in the track slowly or whatever. You can also, of course, record a tune in the, using the piano roll step sequencer thing in Koala. You can record a tune or an arpeggio or something, then resample it, slow it down, resample it into a loop, slow it down, loop that. Whatever you like, you can sample playing things. At the moment, I'm not sampling jungle songs anymore. I'm using like a decent sampler and also various synth apps, and I'm sampling myself play them and then making the loops. But the basic idea is the same, right? That you get a lot of nice slow things all going in and out of time with each other. That's it. I do feel a bit like a charlatan, but there you go. Never had a lesson in my life, ladies and gentlemen. So, that's that. I hope it's useful for somebody. If you want to know more, then check out people who know more than me. So check out Loopop, and check out Michael Playpm, and check out Pete Sasquax, and yeah, get looping, get ambienting. Also, I just want to say, finally, Koala Sampler is by and far. I love Gauss, and I love Heimbach, and I love Brambos, and I love tape cutting. I love everything. I love all of that kind of idea and that aspect, that lo-fi ambient aspect. But for me, this Koala Sampler is perfect for it. Absolutely perfect. You can get things going, you can get things going in no time, and get really good things and get really nice things, and experiment and change the pitches and resample with effects and without effects and whatever. Time stretch. There's plenty of things you can do now with it. It's a desert island app. It's if you like sample based music, it is the greatest thing ever. I think. But so yeah, I'm not being paid for this. Anyway, thank you. If you have any questions, write them underneath. Thanks a lot. Have a lovely year, and